Hey, how are you? Welcome to Hikate's Crossing. Okay, some really good books that I've read over time. This is only a very small sample of books, so to speak. There are a lot more, of course, but this is some of the ones that I can definitely recommend. Now, let's begin with this one here that you've seen it on my channel already. There'll be some videos, daily meditations for women who love too much, that you can either look at starting at the beginning of the year and working your way one day at a time, or you can just randomly choose a page. So let's look at today's date. So this is June the 29th, right? So let's have a look at this. I'm going to release this. I think this is going to be a video that you guys are going to sort of get into. So June the 29th is the first phase of recovery from loving too much begins when we realize what we are doing and wish we could stop. The first phase of recovery from loving too much begins when we realize what we are doing and wish we could stop. So that's today's one there. Okay. And then tomorrow, as we stop loving too much, we no longer base what we say and do on how we think the other person will react. As we stop loving too much, we no longer base what we say and do on how we think the other person will react. Okay, a fantastic book. Totally recommend it for a great sort of daily meditation, just something to reflect on. There are videos of that already on my channel. Okay, this other one here is really good. He is just not into you. Now, I've read this on my channel. You'll see videos with it. I've recommended it, read little bits and pieces. Let me just grab another bit here. Okay. Okay, let's look at the glossary. Seemingly innocent words and phrases that can also be used for evil. Friend, what it should mean: I would never do anything to intentionally hurt you. What it sometimes means: I'm just not that into you. Okay? Busy, I was just inaugurated. So what it should mean is I was just inaugurated President of the United States today, and what it sometimes means is I'm just not into you. Bad boy, a guy you should stay away from, a guy you should stay away from. I'm not ready, I can't find my pants, I'm just not that into you. Call me, I just dropped my cell phone in the ocean and I lost your number, I'm just not that into you. Not into family, I don't want to date your mum, I'm just not that into you. Fear of intimacy, a fear of being intimate, I'm just not into you. Okay, so here's some things here for your standards. This is really good. Okay, let's have a look. Reset your standards. Sure, you can say, but I have standards. Well, your standards led you to this book, so let's raise them. Let's set a dignified bar for you to exist at. Let's put you in charge with how it's going to go next time. But you ask, what if there isn't going to be a next time? And we say, stow that bad news cargo on the shore to sink ship, because that ship is about to hit Sad Island and we don't want you on it. A standard is setting a level for yourself of what you will or won't tolerate. You get to decide how it's going to be for you. You can now design the person you want to be in the future and the standards you want to have. Write your new standards down so you'll never ever forget them, no matter how cute he is or how long it's been since you've had sex. Okay, we admit it. Some of our workbook things were a little silly, but this one we mean. Make sure you know what you stand for and what you believe in. And because we obviously think we know better than you, we got a book deal, didn't we? That's what Greg says. We're going to give you some standard suggestions. Okay, so here's some standard suggestions. I will not go out with the man who hasn't asked me out first. I will not go out with a man who keeps me waiting by the phone. I will not date a man who isn't sure he wants to date me. I will not date a man who makes me feel sexually undesirable. I will not date a man who drinks or does drugs to an extent that makes me uncomfortable. I will not be with a man who's afraid to talk about our future. I will not, under any circumstances, spend my precious time with a man who has already rejected me. I will not date a man who's already married. I will not be with a man who is clearly a good, kind, loving person. Okay, so now it's your turn to write your own standards. Write them down, don't forget them. My super helpful standards that I'll never ever forget or forsake, no matter how hot I think he is. Okay, so let's look at some of the things you should have learned when you read this book. Life is hard enough as it is without choosing someone difficult to share it with. You deserve to be with someone who's nice to you all the time, and you have to be nice to them too. There's never a reason to shout at someone unless they are in imminent danger. Freaks should remain at the circus, not in your apartment. You already have one a-hole. You don't need another. Make a space in your life for the glorious things you deserve. Have faith. What other choice is there? If you're in a relationship that you suspect is not good for you, but you're not sure, do this simple exercise. Take out a tape recorder, tell the story of your relationship into it. Play it out loud. Imagine that your best friend in the whole world is telling you the story instead of you. Would you want better for her? It is impossible for you to think you deserve better. Try at least believe one of your friends who thinks you deserve better, just long enough to get you out of the relationship. Okay? So what do you think? One of the other super really helpful workbook. Okay, list all the things you want or have never wanted in a man. Okay, he's married. Unless he's all yours, he's still hers. There are cool, loving, single men in the world. Find one of them to go out with. If a guy is yelling about his ex-wife or crying over his last girlfriend, try to find someone else to take you to the movies. He's married. Don't be that girl. You're not easily forgotten. Let him find you when he's ready. Okay? So this is a really good book for you to explore. Okay, now you really want to get down to the nitty-gritty. 2 books I recommend. Journey of the Heart. A powerful new approach to intimate relationships as a path of personal and spiritual discovery whose challenges call forth our deepest strength and resources. Now you may find this also I've reviewed on the channel. So I definitely recommend diving into this book. It's got parts of chapter. I'll read you the chapters, the content of it. The nature of path. Intimate relationships as a practice and a path. Conflict as opportunity, becoming fully human. Conditioned patterns, heart and karma. Warrior of the heart is awareness, clearly seeing what is. Courage, connecting with what is. Gentleness, making friends with what is, and taking steps forward. Joining heaven and earth. Heavenly inspiration, earthly groundness and limitations. including both sides of our nature. Joining heaven and earth awakens our heart. Then we've got conditional and unconditional love with a whole lot of bits and pieces in there. Dancing on the razor's edge. Then part 2 is personal path. Falling in love, passion is path, breaking the heart open. Conscious commitment, obstacles on the path, developing larger vision. Sacred path, natural sacredness. In search of the genuine, powerful male and female. Taming the monsters, the awakening power of sex. Marriage is Mandela. And conscious love. So a fantastic book. Okay, the last one I want to share with you is Stephanie Dowrick's The Universal Heart. Okay, so let's have a look here. Here we're looking at love generously, know what's going on, live encouragingly, trust others, listen carefully, value truth as your ally, light up your shadow, transform aggression, relate as an adult, every day a new beginning. So if you want me to share any more of these books with you, please leave a comment down below. Don't forget to click that thumb, like the video, ring that bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. Take care and blessed be. Right, welcome. Right, now we've sort of got ourselves sorted, got the list there for you. That's the list I'm going to do. So right, I'm going to start with a ditty. Right, so let's start with that question there. Okay, so you're asking, is Amir happy without me? No contact. So you're going to get a yes and no answer. Is Amir happy without me? Right, okay. Those that have just come in, hi Ruby, hi Rashima, you're just going to have to wait. I'll do the first free list and then I will continue. Hi Missy, just got to wait a little bit. You will be added to the free list, but you'll just have to wait until I've completed what I've got there. So welcome. So is Amir happy without me? Let's have a look. Yeah. He seems to be happy is the answer there. You asked, is Amir happy without you? The answer is yes. Right, so next was Sarah. Okay, so how will he react if you follow his Instagram? How does your ex-Nayef react? Okay. Well, we've got the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles talks about holding on to something. So there is like his reaction is that he'll hold on to it for whatever reason. And here we've got the Seven of Wands, which is normally sort of a battle, sort of standing up for oneself's convictions. Oh, I have a donation. Okay, I've got a shop sale. Right, so looks like that is coming up. Magical, welcome, welcome. Right, so it does feel as though there is that sense that he's holding on to something. So he may be holding on to something of a grudge. So he may not be that worried, that happy about the situation. Does feel like that he's holding on to some sort of grudge or something, or his own beliefs. So I don't think he's going to be that interested in the fact that you're following his Instagram. It feels a bit stalkish, to be honest. Oh, Miss Morales, that's you. Magical's you. Awesome. Thank you, Missy. Thank you. Right, I'll do your question next. Okay, so I do feel like he's holding on to whatever he was feeling in the past, his standing up for his own convictions. So I don't think he's going to be that happy about you following him on Instagram. So oh, should I take Jason Miller's course on Hecate? Yeah. Right, so let's do this. Whew. Let me do the New Mythic Tarot. Okay, so let's have a look at the sorry, I didn't even look to see how much. Right. Okay, so oops, sorry, I'm just focusing a little bit on the question. Right. Just gonna get the Oracle deck out. Right, let's do that. Should you take Jason Miller's course on Hecate? Okay, need to choose really wisely your path. I do feel like it's may not be the best. I think you need to act with a little bit of discernment on the situation here. I think this is your own spiritual journey. I think this is a very personal course, a very personal journey for yourself. I don't necessarily believe anyone can teach you. I'm just getting the whole sense of this is very much your own personal journey. You've got this discernment, acting with judgment. It's your own spiritual awakening. And with this is about choosing wisely. So it's sort of saying to me that things are not really as, you don't need to take the course. I think this is such a very an individual journey. So let's have a look and see what the Mythic Oracle has to say about working with Hecate. Let's have a look. Which other deity? Okay. So you got Iris here with harmony, being able to create a sense of harmony within yourself. I think it's very much a personal journey for you. I don't believe it is about anyone else's journey. I think this is a journey that you have to take on your own, of self-discovery. Definitely feels as though for you it's about looking at all the possibilities, all the options and things you've got. And I do feel like it's a very personal journey between you and Hecate. Okay, so I really believe this is really about your own spiritual awakening. I do feel like you're walking the journey alone. Well, you're working with Hecate on your own. I think it's very much about creating your own harmony and not following anyone else's path. With Hecate, I think you have to focus on your own journey with Hecate. I think this is so personal here. I definitely believe it's about working with your own authenticity, your own integrity, your own path. So yeah, definitely feel as though you've got to work on your own. I just feel like I'm just getting one more card here. Okay, I'm going to throw in an extra card. Okay, this is a long journey. Definitely tells me this is a very, very long journey, and it's important that you sort of move forward on your, move forward on your own with Hecate. It's definitely not about anybody else. Definitely feels about you choosing wisely the path that you've got to choose for yourself. This is not about anyone else. This is about your path, your connection with Hecate, your acting with discernment, a sense of spiritual awakening within oneself with Hecate. I think that's very much so. And this is a very long, slow journey. This is not something that can be rushed. It's not a course. It's not a weekend course or anything like that. It can take years. It can take, this is such a long journey. It's about creating the harmony between yourself and Hecate. Very much about your own, a sense of balance, a connection between you and Hecate is so important within yourself. It's not about being influenced by anybody else's path too. I think it's very much between yourselves. I think that's really important here. So I think I'm sort of getting a very strong no, because I do believe it's a very personal journey between you and Hecate. It's not about anybody else, and everybody's experiences are different. No two people travel the same journey with Hecate. I think this is something that you have to do on your own research, your own meditations, reflections. Very, very much on your own there. So yeah, hopefully that helps. Oh, Candy. Thank you. So Candy here. Okay. Thank you, Candy. Muchly appreciated. Right, Candy. So what's your question, Candy? I'm just waiting for Candy's question. Hi, welcome. Okay, just doing donations first, and then I will focus on the free readings. Hi, Candice. Oops. Yep. I will do the free list after I've done the donations. Let me just finish the donations first. So you want to know what will happen tonight? So he is coming over tonight. So, oh, oh. Okay, we've got transformations happening. We've got some things that are ending, transformations, changes going on. Does feel like there's a bit of a does talk about good fortune, life's ups and downs, things moving. Ooh. Judgment. Oh, very major cards coming out here. So we've got quite a major impact here happening. So here we've got the sense of you and Jeffy. So if he, so does feel like, so is he actually coming over? So I do feel like there's a sense of some changes happening. Maybe there could be some lives. It doesn't feel like it feels like a disappointment, an awakening, a sense of actually coming to a sense of balance. Doesn't feel like he's coming over. When I look at this, it doesn't feel like he's coming over. It does feel like there's a bit of a change going on. There is some changes, and it does feel like it's going to be a disappointment in some way. Okay, there is an awakening to, and it does give you a sense of consequences of actions taken. So I do feel like there could be not quite as you expect things to happen. So I don't feel like he's coming over. You asked, will he come over? It doesn't feel like it. This stage, it feels like no, and it feels like there's a need for healing. It's interesting because we got this thing about sound healing, and then keeping secrets. So it does feel like there's some other stuff going on behind the scenes. So there is some other stuff going on. Being able to express who you are. So yes, Candice. I'm not sure if he's actually coming over, but it will give you some answers. Okay, so it does feel as though there will be some changes going on. It does feel like there's a bit of a life's ups and downs. So I'm sort of getting a bit of a challenge in things, but this is this awakening coming into place, and a sense of things coming into play, sort of like the consequences of the actions taken. I think this is about you taking care of yourself. Candace, I think it's time for you to really focus on you. Time to forget about everybody else and really just focus on healing oneself. Okay, just take some time for dealing with your own stuff that's been going on. I think the changes is more about you taking care of yourself, Candace. I think this is very much about you taking care of you, focusing on your happiness and your joy, your awakening within oneself, your being authentic, being true to yourself is really, really important. And being able to find a sense of equilibrium, trying to find a sense of balance within your own life. So I think a lot of healing is going to be really, really important for you, being able to express yourself, find ways to, I want to say, get creative, and just sort of keeping things to yourself a little bit. Just do something for you. I'm getting a very strong sense of just doing something for you, just taking care of your needs. Don't worry about anyone else at the time. Just focus on your own healing, your own development, your own growth and expansion. I think that's really important, just to forget about everybody else for a moment and just focus on you. Focus on your own, just quietly. You just have to go about, just do things quietly on your own is what I'm getting here. Just being very, very quietly on your own. Just feel like there's a sense of your own privacy, needing to sort of be a little bit private within your own self. I think that's really important because you deserve so much better. You deserve so much better than the rubbish that's, So I think once you can take care of yourself and allow yourself to see that sense of who you are, things will start to improve for yourself in many ways. So hopefully that helps, Candace. I think it's really about you taking care of you. Okay. Okay, so hopefully that helps, Candace, because you deserve so much more. Okay, so thanks, Nay. The free list, yep. Okay, so this is what I'm doing at the moment. And then the next free list is, let me just add this. Okay. So I'm just writing up the rest of the free list. Unless there's any donations. Right, so let's do, next is Aldonna's question. So, sorry. That's what I'm doing at the moment. Sorry, CG, and then, so CG's question. Right, let's go back to this. Yep, Ruby, I'll add you. Okay, current feelings of nervous towards me. Right. Don't forget, if you donate, please let me know. Current feelings of nervous. Oh, feels very controlled. Feels very restricted. Feels very repeated patterns, bad habits, sort of thing. Very much about moving in that direction. So it may not be a positive. Feels very sort of lust, if you like. It could be very let's just say it doesn't feel very positive. No love. No love at all. When you get the devil card, there's no love. It's all about lust. It's all about I hate to say this, sexual conquest, if you like. No love. It doesn't feel very positive. Okay, so next on the list was nay. So nay's question. So nay, just need your question, please. Nay, Jaguar and Starry. If I can just have your questions, please. What are Capricorn's feelings towards you? Oh, okay. Okay, it feels very much like a sense of something that wants to be attained, completed. Definitely lessons to be learnt in the situation. It feels very, I want to say very fresh, very, a beginning of something. Okay, something that needs to be completed. Feels like it's something that needs to be achieved. Yeah, so something that needs to be achieved on some level. There's definitely feels there's that lessons to learn. There might be lessons for you to learn. Okay, so there is that whole feeling of being something to be achieved, something to be finished, something to be completed in some way. And I do feel like there's a lesson for you to learn in this situation here. Okay. Now, Jaguar. I was right, wasn't I? Jaguar. Oh, what spirit? I'm getting a very Oh, just got a very Santa Muerte energy coming up. Oh, gee, that just pulled out of my, felt like that was just pulled straight out. Six of Wands. So there's a sense of like there is the sense of being a victory, a sense of achievement, acknowledging the battles you've gone through. Feels like you need to acknowledge the battles that you've gone through and look at the success that you have in your life. That's what I'm getting here. Very much about your success. Your success. It seems to be really important there. And let's look at next. Oh, okay. That's why I got a really strong energy there. So you need to look at your successes because something feels like it's weighing you down. It does feel like something is weighing you down at the moment. Something seems to be quite heavy. And so like it feels like you need to sort of release that heaviness, release that what's weighing you down. Okay, so it's very much looking at the successes you have, acknowledge the success you have, acknowledge the battles that you've been through, and sort of I feel like you're moving through that process, letting go of the past. Yeah, definitely. Feels like you're moving through that process here. I feel like there's a sense of acknowledging your achievements. Acknowledge the successes that you've actually had, being able to focus on those more positive aspects, because I know that feels like you're feeling quite heavy. So I think that's really important here. So I hope that sort of helps with that. Okay. So yeah. Okay, so who was next on that list? Oh, Starry. Okay, so I'm up to Starry. Just waiting for Starry. Oh, you're welcome, Jaguar. Take care. Okay, so Starry. Hi, just need your message, Starry. What's your message? Okay, I'm just looking for a certain deck. Here it is. Why did Pisces come into your life? Let's have a look. It's a good question. Why did JK come into Starry Night's life? Hey, interesting. It was all about closure. was all about closure. It was able for you to be able to have a sense of closure in your life. It's like you're moving ahead. It's like that support that you had to sort of move ahead to be able to complete. Okay, and then we've got the Queen of Wands here. So there's that sense of awakening one's own passion. So maybe it was about allowing you to have a sense of closure in your life. Yeah, in regards to a previous, it could be with a previous relationship, could be anything, some closure that you had to work through, an issue that you had to work through, and enabled you to sort of awaken a sense of passion within you, a creativity. Definitely get a sense of passion, awakening your own passions within oneself. So enabling to deal with, yeah, just keeps getting like a closure, like finishing a task, like something had to be completed before you're able to move on. Enabled you to really have closure in the situation and awaken that passion that lies within you. So there might have been something that you might have been dealing with and you just needed to sort of finish that, and then that enabled you to sort of awaken that own creativity, nurture your own creativity, your own passion within yourself. Okay? So, yeah. So, right, next. Okay, so the next free list, which I wrote up here. Okay, so this is the next lot I'm going to do. Aldona, V. Briar, Sanch, African Sun, and Rishima for now. And then I'll go through and do the next lot. Okay, let me just type up this next list. Ruby. Dorothy. And Smile. Oops. Okay, and that's it. Right. Thank you, Ranch. Right, so I'm just waiting for, I'm just going to go through and do Aldona's. Right. Now, did Aldona post? Just hi can be added. V. Briar, added. And Sanch. Okay, so these are the three people I'm doing, Aldona, V. Briar, and Sanch at the moment. So if you just type in your questions, I'll just go through them at random, but you three will get your next readings. So what's coming towards you in the next 48 hours? Oh, that's quite interesting. So what's coming towards you in the next 48 hours? So Vibra, I just need your question. Okay, what's coming towards you in the next 24 hours? Interesting. Success. Achievements. Woo! And the card that flew out and just about hit me in the face was all about temperance. So it's all about having that sense of moderation. So it does feel like you're going to have a sense of success in what you do. There might be some battles, a sense of challenges coming into play. There might be some challenges and things, but I do feel like there's going to be an achievement. There's going to be success in what you want to achieve. So that's really important. But allowing you to sort of get yourself that you don't get too excessive with your actions, or just keep things in check a little bit. Keep things in moderation. Don't let your emotions get the better of you within the situation, and that's going to help with the success. Okay, chat. cinch. Okay, so just keeping your emotions in checks, allowing that success to come into play, come into fruition there. So it's all about keeping your emotions in check, keeping emotions, don't let your emotions get too excessive in any way. Don't react. It's how you choose to react that's going to make a big difference with your success here. Okay. So Vibra. Oh, just because sometimes cards might seem scary, there are always other meanings to it. You can always look at towards, it can help you sometimes. So what's coming towards you in your job and career? Okay, so let's do the Meraki Tarot. Victoria, so what's coming with her job and career? And this is sticking out here. Okay, so you've got the Hermit card here. So the Hermit card does talk about a sense of knowledge gained, right? Could be a little bit about isolation, but there's also about a light at the end of the tunnel. So you might find yourself feeling like you're working alone at this time. Okay, you might find yourself feeling like you're working alone, that you're struggling alone. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel. It's all about having faith in yourself, having belief. Okay, being able to look at the lessons that you're learning in your life. What cards did you get, V? Brian, what card? Victoria, sorry, Victoria. What cards did you get? Victoria, sorry, I thought it was Brian. Victoria, what cards did you get? Oh, Tower is about building up and a sense of someone betraying you. So basically, this is why you might feel that you're alone. So if you've got the Tower card, the Tower can be about, yes, things might not seem as you want them to be, but it can be about building up. It's about having a new understanding and a sense of enlightenment within the situation. And the Three of Swords, yes, can talk about someone betraying you, someone maybe you might be a little bit disappointed or heartbroken in the situation, but it's all about having faith in yourself, having belief, being able to turn those cards around. And that sort of continues here with you feeling like you're alone in the situation. So that's why you might feel like you're working. Oh, that's right. Okay. So you feel like you've been working alone. Okay. So it's really about having faith, having belief, looking at the lessons that you're learning in the situation. Okay. So it's looking at the lessons that you've learned from the situation, being able to sort of, the butterfly is standing out here quite strongly here. So I get that sense of changes and things taking place with the situation. Okay, so I do feel like you're learning a lot, you're developing a lot within yourself. Okay, so just have faith in yourself, having that belief in where you are. So hopefully that gives you a little bit more of understanding. Looking at the Tower card, the Tower can be so much more than just doom and gloom. It can be, okay, things are not quite working out the way I expect them to, but now you can start building your path the way you want it to. Start doing what you want, having a new understanding in the situation. So that might be why you get the heartbreak card. It is because you've been feeling like you're working alone. So hopefully that gives you a little bit more clarity in the situation. So those two cards really continued with your other two cards you got for yourself earlier. Right. So Victoria, Sanch, oh, African Sun. Oh, Sanch. Sorry, Sanch. Sanch is next. What is coming towards you? Oh, I did that. Victoria, sorry. And then I've got, oh, African Sun. African Sun. I'm going away with blue, with the. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Victoria, see, I can't read African Sun. Oh, here you go. What are Cecile's intentions regarding your relationship? Okay, let's do the deck of heroes. Okay, what are Cecile's intentions regarding the relationship? Oh, it's popping out. What's this one here? 8 of Wands. Feels very intense. Feels like things are moving. It's going to be a lot of changes, a lot of transformations in the relationship as well. It does feel like there's a lot of movement through it. There will be lots of changes and things within the relationship. So it does feel as though Cecile's intention towards you is quite intense. Maybe there's a bit of an intensity to the situation, and it is going to bring a lot of changes and transformations within the relationship as well. So I do feel like things are going to be quite, there's going to be a lot of, like he wants to move forward. Wants to bring forward and bring a lot of changes to the relationship. I got the sense of control. I just got the word control in my head. So I don't know whether he's controlling or trying to manipulate or control the situation, the relationship in some way. African Sun. I don't know if there's a sense of control or trying to manipulate the situation in some way, which is why I think the changes, trying to change you. That's why things could be a little bit intense. I think you might need to communicate. I think there's a need to communicate. There's a need to talk. Find out if you guys are on the same page with the relationship, African Sun. I think there's a real need to communicate. You need to do some talking. African Sun. So I don't know if that sort of makes, just got a very strong sort of controlling type energy, manipulation type energy. So I think you guys need to communicate, make sure you guys are on the same page. For sure. Okay, so who did I miss? African Sun. Oh, Rashima. Rashima. Will you be successful? Wow, that depends on what you do. The situation. No, it was up earlier. Posted it ages ago. Why are you confused? Okay, will I be successful? Okay, Rashima, will Rashima be successful? Yep. Yes, totally be successful. You can be successful in all that you achieve. You just have to believe in yourself, Rashima. African Sun, why are you confused? I don't understand that. Your question was posted ages ago. I just flipped up. Okay, so next free list is Ruby. Right, Ruby, Dorothy, Anna, and Smile. Oh, and Ashley. Okay, so Ruby. So I just need Ruby's question. Ruby's question, Dorothy, Anna, and then Smile. Your question was posted, African Sun, posted nearly 20 minutes ago. That's the first time I saw it. Ruby and Dorothy. Right. When will you meet your soulmate? It's all about opening yourself up to other people. You don't really want a win as such, but let's have a look. Let's do it. Okay, when will you meet your soulmate? Or someone that you're connected with. A positive relationship. Okay, when will I meet my soulmate? Right, when will you meet? See what's going to happen. Okay, when you see the bigger picture, feels like you need to look. Don't have your head down, have your head up. It feels like there'll be lots of people around you. All about moving into, it's like leaving behind the old and moving into the new. So it's very much about looking at the bigger picture, being able to sort of see what's around you, being aware of your environment, allowing yourself is really important here to make sure that you actually see what's going on around you. It feels like there's other opportunities arising, enabling you to sort of walk into that situation. Okay, so it's all about when you decide to lift your head up, when you're no longer when you're very aware of your environment, looking at the different people that you're meeting along the way. That's when you'll meet your soulmate. It'll be unexpected. Okay, very much unexpected. Okay, and then you'll walk into it. So it's really about being aware of your environment, seeing what's being offered to you as well, seeing what's actually being offered to you, and you'll find yourself walking into your soulmate. That's when you're unexpected. Okay, Dorothy, would I get the house I signed up for? Reiki. bounty and abundance, bringing things into fruition. It's all about making sure you're in alignment, making sure your emotions are all taken care of. It does feel like there's a need to make sure that everything's in an alignment, that everything's done as it's supposed to, like making sure. I'm getting a sense of, like, as you bring things into fruition, it's all about making sure that you've nurtured and taken care of everything that needs to be taken care of. So I'm getting all things like dot your I's, cross your T's sort of energy. So making sure that you've done all the paperwork, you've done all the stuff that needs to be done, and then I feel like things could start getting. Could be come into fruition, but it may not be what you expect, because the Page of Cups can also talk a sense of being hurt, being wounded, in a way, feeling like a little bit of a fish out of water. So even though things may work out in getting the house, just make sure it's what you truly want. I feel like you need to do some research. Look at the bones of the house. I thought the word bones of the house. Dorothy. Just wondering if there's more to the story. Oh, okay. No worries, African Sun. No worries. All good. All good. Okay, so Dorothy, yeah, I think you need to look at the bones of the house. I think, yes, you could get the house, but it might not be what you expect. So I think you need to sort of check everything first. Just go through and check everything, Dorothy. Okay, so okay. Okay, so let's have a look. Anna. Oh, and then smile. Anna, right. So I've got that. Got the question there. That's all cool. What did Elsie wish she could have said towards me before parting ways? Ooh, okay. Just looking for something in particular. So I'm just going to use this. That's interesting. Four of Cups. That he was dissatisfied. Dissatisfaction. I just get that. I just totally got that he was dissatisfied with whatever was going on. Was not happy. So yeah. Okay, so and then you've got the Queen of Water as well. So you've got the Four of Water, and then the Queen of Water here. So dissatisfied. Wow, he just said dissatisfied with life, dissatisfied with what was going on. It's very much about, and then you've got the Queen of Cups here. So I don't know whether he saw you as the Queen of Cups. So it might have been really felt like I don't know what was going on with you. You felt like there was a lot of love. Well, there was definitely emotions involved. Definitely felt like there was a lot of emotions. Definitely felt like there was a lot of emotions. Very emotional. So yeah, just definitely felt like there was a dissatisfaction, a very feeling sorry for himself, maybe in some ways, enabling him to sort of feel like he was I just keep getting the sense of nurturing the emotions. Definitely about I don't know if he saw you as a nurturer. This is a sense of, I get a very despair sort of energy. Very despair, like a very sad energy. Like it doesn't feel very happy at all. Feels very heavy. Feels very, very heavy energy. Very heavy emotionally. So yeah. So yeah, there was a real need to sort of nurture the energy. I just don't know if I feel like he sort of sees you as a Queen of Cups, as someone who's very kind, caring. Well, definitely. Well, there was definitely emotions involved. You know, cups is definitely about emotions. It's definitely about feelings, love, that sort of energy. So it was definitely emotional, but very heavy. So I think it was just that he was dissatisfied with what was going on for you. But now it's time for you to really sort of nurture your own. I think you really need to nurture yourself as well. Okay, smile. How does Sagittarius truly feel about you? Okay, so let me just put the stick away. Let's do the crystal power. Okay, how does Sagittarius truly feel about you? And remember, this is their perspective. You're welcome, Anna. Okay, how does Sagittarius truly feel about you? And remember, this is their perspective. Oh, this card here is jumping out. Interesting. 2 cards random in the pack, and we get 4 of Cups and 5 of Cups. So again, we get that sense of, actually, I just got the sense of not seeing the bigger picture. With having the 4 and 5 Cups together, I definitely get this sense of really not seeing the bigger picture, not being able to see what's in front of them. Okay, feels like they're focusing on the different aspects of the path, focusing more on the negative aspects instead of, or focusing on what they've not got instead of what they have. So quite interesting cards here. It's about not listening to their heart. I don't feel like they're listening to their heart. I just don't feel like they're seeing the bigger picture. It feels like they're focusing on other aspects. Smile. I don't think they're really focusing on moving forward. They seem to be focusing, they seem very stuck, a very sort of stuck energy. Feels like they're sort of sitting quietly in their own little world. So it seems like they're sort of in their own world at the moment, and they're not really seeing the bigger picture. They're not really looking outside of their world at the moment. It seems like they're very much focused on their own stuff. So they're not really thinking about you a lot. Well, they're not really thinking about you and how they feel about you. So it's like they're not really seeing the bigger picture. They're not really seeing the picture at all, to be honest. Seems like they've got a lot of stuff going on in their own minds, their own thoughts. Might be time for you to think about yourself. Okay, so done smile. So Ashley is next. So I think it's, oh, and then Faheen. Ashley, then Faheen. Okay, so Ashley, just do that. Oh, jeepers creepers, I just dropped everything. That was clever. Right, Universal Celtic. What do your spirit guides want you to know? So let's have a look. You know what I haven't even done today? I didn't even put the banner in. That was really clever. Spirit guides. Right. Really about connecting with your own spirituality. Very much feels about you working with your own spirituality. Looking at your own potential within your own spirituality as well. It's really about acknowledging your faith, your beliefs, and allowing yourself to really work towards your real potential, Ashley. So I think it's very much about connecting with your own spirituality. Seems to be very, very important here, whether it's meditation, reflection, that taking a moment to sort of surrender to the, I want to say the sun. Very much about connecting to your own spirituality. Seems to be a moment of really sort of just being in the now, being in the moment. Seems to be really, really important here. Ashley, Faheen, and then Lara Sparks. And Psychic Panda. So the next free list is Faheen, Lara Sparks, and Psychic Panda. So I can just have Questions, please. Faheen, Lara Sparks, and Psychic Panda. So I don't know where Faheen is. I haven't got a question from them yet. So, and then I will close the list after this. Right. Last 3. To contact. Okay, that's cool. Your intent to contact S after you had a busy time and you could not respond. I'm scared he is mad. May you ask if he will eventually respond? Eventually respond. Have you responded? Have you contacted him? I know you intended to. Your intent to contact S. Oh, you did intend. You did contact S after a busy time that you could not have responded, but you're scared he is mad. Well, I think somebody who, let's do, actually, this one. Oh, you haven't contacted yet? I would suggest you contact him first. Straight away, I got the need for you to contact him. I think you need to. Yeah. Let's have a look. What's the best action that Lara Sparks could take at this time in regards to contacting? If you need to leave behind the chaos and just walk into the everything's going to be okay. Okay, if you reach out to him, if you contact him, everything will be okay. You need to make sure that you contact him and everything will be okay. If you contact him and just explain that you've been busy, just say, hey, look, I've been busy. Sorry, I haven't replied. I'm here now. I think if you need to explain, you need to reach out to him. You need to communicate with him. Okay? And everything will be okay. But you do have to explain. You do have to reach out to him. It's up to you to make that contact. Okay, so don't know where Faheen is. I was just waiting for Faheen's question. But no, we'll just do Psychic Panda. Does Jimmy have any feelings for you? So let's have a look. Oh, honey, you responded. Okay, let's just choose one question, honey. Like Psychic Panda, I'm going to use the Angel Tarot. I know. Radley Valentine. Let's have a look. Does Jimmy have any feelings? Oh, okay. These two cards here. Whew. The message I got for you, Psychic Panda, is it's time for you to do some self-discovery. Okay, it does feel like there's a time for you to do some quiet meditation in regards to this situation. Okay, because it's all about you deciding for yourself the direction you're going to move into. I do feel like there's a need for you to just take a moment and reflect on yourself, self-discovery. So I don't feel like it's really okay. So I just don't feel as though, I think it's really about you taking care of yourself. It's not giving me a yes in this respect. Oh, it's all right, Jenna. I'll do your reading. It's all right, Jenna. I've got a bit of time. Okay, so yeah, does Jimmy have any feelings for you? I think it's about you focusing on you, thinking about your own direction that you're moving in. The answer is no. Jenna, I've got time. I'll do your question. No worries. Honey and Fahim, right. Honey, I know I've been waiting for. So your question is, will you get the job? Let's have a look. Yeah, Jenna, you can post your question down. That'll be great. And Fahim, I'll do you next. So let me go. Honey. Yep, Jenna, just type your message in, no worries. So, honey, will you get the job? Let's have a look. Yep. Yep, there's a possibility you'll get the job. Okay, so you're looking at, will your husband send any gift of wish to your daughter? Okay. Yep. Yeah. The first three cards in here, definitely. Yeah, definitely feeling some sort of a birthday wish for your daughter, even though you're in separation. Okay, Jenna. Why did... Oh, that's an interesting question. So why did your first boyfriend add you? Oh, interesting. Do you know why I got Alice in Wonderland? I thought I was going to add you something else, but anyway. So why did your first... Oh! Thank you for the support. Wow, thank you. It's interesting. Four of Cups has come up so much in today's readings. It's all about not seeing the bigger picture. Feels like this dissatisfaction with dissatisfied with life at the moment. So he feels like he's dissatisfied and he wants a sort of a happy ending in some way. He's looking for a sense of closure, maybe a sense of everything sort of coming together. Interesting. It's a very emotional connection. Four of Cups. So it feels like maybe he's dissatisfied with life. He's literally in Europe. Oh. We might be dissatisfied with his girlfriend. Maybe he's looking for closure in some way. Maybe he's feeling like it can be a little bit bored. Like maybe he's feeling a bit bored with the situation. Maybe he's... But he's looking for closure. You never got closure. Maybe there's a hope, a sense of closure he needs. Maybe a sense of knowing that you're happy. Yeah, it doesn't matter. 15 doesn't matter how old you were. There could be a sense of closure. It could be a sense of memories of the past. Hi, All About Maine. He looks happy though. Yeah, but sometimes photos might be a need to look a little bit deeper at the situation. Maybe he's looking for closure. Maybe, remember what's on the surface is not always what's underneath. Maybe he's thinking something greener on the other side. Maybe it's memories of the past. All sorts of things come into play there. First relationship. Yeah. Remember, what's on the surface is not always what's underneath. Maybe it's just a memory. Maybe he's just something triggered, a memory. All sorts of things come into play there. I'm great, thanks. All About Maine. Oh, it's you. Oh, thank you for the donation. That's really appreciative. Okay, that's an interesting amount. It's 33. Okay. Thank you, All About Maine. So I just need your question. I'm great, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. So what's your question? Oh, next weekend read. Okay. Right, weekend read. So what lies ahead? What lies ahead for the weekend? One, two, making sure. 3, and 4. And I'm throwing in extra cards at the moment. I've been a little bit today. Oh, that card there flew out. Right. So let's have a look. What have we got? Okay, 6 of feathers. Feels like there's a shift. There's a movement going on for you in the weekend. Feels like there's a lot of movement, a lot of I get a sense of being self-aware. Okay, being quite aware of I want to say taking care of your emotional needs in some way. I do feel like there's a need for you to having a breakthrough and understanding. Oh, this is quite interesting. It feels like you are really sort of taking care of your needs. Okay, this is going to be a weekend for you to really sort of shift in the way your perspectives, your thoughts, your ideas, and really feel there's a need for you to just sort of take care of your needs in some way. Look at things from a bigger perspective. Look at things, looking at the bigger picture of things and allowing yourself that connection within oneself. There is that breakthrough, that understanding of taking care of yourself. So I do feel like there's that moving ahead, which is quite big. So I think it's about having a sense of appreciation for yourself as well. I do feel like there is a appreciation of yourself this weekend. So I think this weekend is really about taking care of your needs, being aware of what's going on around you. Definitely feels like there's a lot of movement going on as well in many aspects. Number 6. Let's have a look and see what this card is. Athling. Heavy is the head who wears the crown, but within every moment, within all responsibilities and circumstances, lies the opportunity to be noble, to be graceful, to be grateful. This is Athling, a wise being who is able to listen to the pleas and the requests and the demands and to respond without pressure or frustration or tension. She is able to distill the clamour about her and to calm and focus on one simple deed at a time. She is not one to sacrifice herself, nor will she allow herself to be influenced and dominated, nor is she overwhelmed despite the vast nature of her realm and her responsibility. She wears her duties lightly, just as she does this crown. And this is your message. Find a way to slow down the demands of your life. Create boundaries. Okay. Find a way to slow down the demands of your life. Create boundaries. Cease feeling so obligated to sacrifice your needs to the needs of others who are simply noisier and more entitled. For this moment, breathe and still yourself and then carefully move forward, focusing on one thing at a time, giving each task your absolute attention. Now is the time for you to be as gracious when you say no as when you give your agreement, to never be cruel or snap or condemn, simply because it would be easier to do so. Athling reminds us that even when we're under pressure with duty and status can come great responsibility, and we must remember our blessings in order to develop our own contentment. We must extend patience and endow others with dignity. Be kind, be grateful that we have the opportunity that we have to change the world for the better every day. But it's also about remembering to not be obligated to other people. Okay? You're only obligated to yourself at this time. This is really about nurturing you. I do feel this is a weekend for you to be taking care of yourself and not feel like you're obligated to do anything. So hopefully that sort of gives you a little bit of guidance. So hopefully that sort of gives you a little bit of, remember to take care of your needs this weekend. Yeah. Yeah, so hopefully that helps. So I hope that sort of gives you some idea about taking care of yourself, all about Maine. Oh, no, that was in there. Oh. So hopefully that helps. So yeah, I think that's about it. I think we might finish with a pick a card. I know we're ending soon, but we'll do a pick a card first. Let's do a do the Green Witch Oracle. Pick a pile. So let's do Crafters. Everyone's sort of taking a breath, decide what card they want, what pile they want, 1, 2, or 3. Just doing a pick a pile at the moment. I'm actually ending soon, Janet, so we'll just see how we go. Just doing this here first. Pick a pile. Okay, so the pile number 1 is about purification, about cleansing oneself, allowing you to receive a sense of gain. Once you're able to clear away, declutter, it makes way for something new to arrive. Oh, you're welcome, all about Maine. You're welcome. Okay, once you have the sense of strength within oneself, you're able to care for yourself as well as caring for others. Gaining that strength allows you to do that, to be able to sort of take care of your needs as well as the needs of others. It may take a lot of strength to do that. Okay, knowing things are really positive, having a sense of positivity as you nurture your emotional needs is certainly important here. Nurturing your emotional needs. There's a lot about nurturing oneself. Okay, so that's pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. So we have purification, strength, and positivity. We do have the 9 of Earth here. Do have the Empress and the Mother of Earth, no, Mother of Water. So there you go. Right, Janet. So current state, do you mean your emotional state, physical state, financial state, career, work, romance, love life? So Janet, tell me, what do you really particularly want to know? State about what? Your status and which area of your life are you focusing on, Janet? So I don't know quite what's going on here. It's a bit hard to just do a question about your state. I need to know about my current state. State of what? State of emotions, state of finances, state of work. Need to be a little bit more specific. State of life in general. So yeah. Not quite sure what's going on there, so let's have a look. So Janet, I just need to know what you mean by your current state. Because I'm not sure where I'm going to get here. So if I look at your current state. Janet's current state. Here we've got the King of Pentacles, so it does talk about opportunities. It could be about your physical or health. Feels like you need to find a sense of equilibrium. Try and find a sense of balance. Look at the consequences of any actions taken, which is really important if it's in regards to your health or well-being, so to speak, or maybe it's about your finances. Definitely feels like there's a need for trying to find a sense of equilibrium. Look at the consequences of any actions that you've taken, and that's going to make a big difference in what and how you move forward. Really acknowledge that the truth of the situation. Really focusing on what opportunities can arise from this situation as well. Okay, so I think there's a lot of healing needing to be done here. Just feel like there's a lot of healing needed. It's all about working with, I'm just getting very much about your identity, who you identify within yourself. I think it's really about looking at who you are as an individual. So yeah. Right, what's the time? Rosie, I'll do your question. So last one. Okay, Rosie, I will do your question. So this is the last reading with Rosie. Just waiting for Rosie's question, and then it's done. Well, my husband changed his mind about moving. So this is a yes and no question. Well, okay. No, not at this stage. He seems quite determined. I feel like he's quite determined to move, Rosie. At this stage, no. Don't see him changing his mind. He seems quite determined to move. Let's just finish this off. Okay, so he's going to move. Feels like this is the only solution to any issues or things that he's got going on. Feels like he's got no choice. Definitely feels like there's oh, it's interesting. You got the justice cards come out with the trying to find a sense of sense of equilibrium, sense of balance within the situation. It's really about looking at the truth of what's actually going on and the consequences of any actions that were taken at one stage. So yes, it does feel like he's determined to move. He's not going to change his mind. Definitely feels like this is the only solution to any problem that he's got. He doesn't see any way out, basically. Feels like it could be a legal issue, could be legalities or something, but it does feel like there is a need for him to find a sense of equilibrium in his journey. So no, I don't think he's going to change his mind at this stage. So I mean, things could change, but at this time with this energy, it doesn't feel like he's going to change his mind at this time. I think he feels like he's got no choice. There's consequences of any actions that were taken in the past. So, yeah. Okay, so that's it.